women, children, men of all ages, welcome to the Circus of Value. We have new spec banners. There's an anniversary medal that is attached to this called a specialization medal. Just a couple of things to go over first, so you know kind of the checklist here. So these medals, supposedly, as of right now, are only going to exist until the end of August. So we've got 2.5 months as of right now to collect them. There are medal-specific weapons that are in the shop. You do get these medals when you pull on a spec banner in addition to your regular desire medals. That was the big thing that people were like really worried about. Were like, well, if we only get spec medals, then like why would we do that? So you do get both of them. It does take 15 to spark, so 15 pulls is still a lot. Even though it says, like, I'll show you the thing in a minute. So let's go over the spec banners first, and then we'll kind of go over the metal shop really quickly. So Vanguard Grimoire. So we've got the new weapons. We've got the Frosty Sniper Rifle. The cost 19. I think most of the ones in this section are going to be cost 19, and I think the extra ones are 18, but I'll have to double check. We'll see very shortly. Deals great damage against one enemy, slightly increases on magic attack, Dauntless Courage 2. Expect that a lot, your high support Calo ability, because like this is the banner for it. So we've got 2, 4, 6, almost 7,000 stats on the 19, like either right at or just shy of for the most part. Gun's decent, halberd's decent, also Dauntless Courage 2. This one has leeching on it, tier 3, so you do get a little bit of HP back for it. Flamebane's gun, masses damage to one enemy, Dauntless Courage 2. The Vanguard is a little easier to just sort of run through because there's nothing like crazy special in any of these. They're just strong. So Misery's End, Crusher, you've got a deals great damage to 1.5 targets, slightly increases your own physical attack, and then you've got Dauntless Courage 2 on it. So if you are pulling on some of these, there are some really good ones. Sword Breaker, Serpent's Venomous Jawls. Deals great physical damage and slightly reduces their physical defense and magical defense. These weapons I actually really like, in general, like especially because it's got Dauntless Courage 2 on it. So not only are you going to hit harder, but unless their minstrels are really staying on like the targets that they may not be prioritizing, you can sneak in some debuffs in here that'll actually be okay. It is slightly, so you're probably only going to get one, maybe 2 ticks off of it as far as debuffing goes, but sometimes that's the difference in an extra 5 to 10% damage. So keep it in mind. These are always interesting. The Eagle's Bludgeoner, we've seen this one before, returning. The third weapon in all of these are always returning, so just remember that. We've got Lightning of Defense. So it's slightly reduces enemies' physical defense, 1.5 targets, Dauntless Courage 2. Everything on here is Dauntless Courage 2. So if you were looking for a couple of things to fill, these aren't bad. The rear guard is where it gets a little sticky, mostly because some of these are really, really good and others are like good, but you know, you don't have to. So we've got the Rainbow Song, which is the electric guitar, so it increases magic attack and magic defense of 2 allies, Sage's Gospel 2, and it's got support boon 2. If your Vanguard is primarily magic attack, this is a really, really good instrument. Like this is worth throwing a couple of dimes in to see if you can get. Now here's my caution. If Calamity weapons are coming out with the anniversary, the first 3, which I believe are 2 spears and I think a gun. Or is it a spear and a hammer? Somebody posted it. Let me take a look. Yep, so the first calamitous weapons are, we've got Spear of the Iron Gate and Winged Impulse, or Winged Gun of Impulse. So they're all Dauntless Courage 2, they upgrade to LLs. And they have kind of variable stats that you can build into them. So they are super useful, mostly because it's kind of a crapshoot, but they become very powerful. We've got the Wicked Hare's Path. So that's why I brought it up. So if we are getting Calamitous spec weapons next month, it may be in your best interest to hold on, just in case. Even though these are big baits. Oh man, these are good. Oh, they want money. Heal. This increases 2 allies' physical defense and magic defense. Support boon 2. Again, it's a really good all around. This is the weird one. So these are all, so Counterwind is the physical attack and magic defense of 1.5 targets. This is the least sought after one, I would believe. And it's a support boon too, so I'm not as big a fan of Counterwind, but Wicked Hare and Rainbow Song are both real good. And I think we've seen Wicked Hares before. So the only real chase on here is the guitar. Even though Wicked Hares is pretty good. Alright, so we've got tomes. We've got the brand new one, the Book of Seahorses. So this is reduce P and M attack of 2 enemies. Support boon 2, 19 cost. Like I said, right at 7,000 stats, a little bit less. Obviously, this is a really good book. We've got Book of the Flame Spirit, which is physical magical attack to 1.5, support boon 2, it's 19 cost still at. You know, these are all relatively good. Book of Magical Instruction, I believe, is an 18 cost. Yep. So it's physical attack and magic attack greatly, so it's tier 3 to 1.5 targets, and then it's got replenish magic too. So while I do really, really like the Book of Seahorses, I think it is less pullable than the other ones, even though I really do like this book, just because you don't necessarily need the other two, especially like the Book of Incantation. Like, it being RM2 is fine, but it's not optimal. So I think Sorks can... I think most people can very easily sit these out, but I think the Sorks have the easier sort of juggle here. Staffs. We have Staff of the Ice God. So it's Blessed Gospel 3, Greatly Heal, 2 allies with Recovery Support 2. This is going to be your gold standard stick for going for a while, so this is a little harder to say skip. Because I believe there's at least 2 of them. Yeah, I think the other one is too. So we've got Breath of Rebirth. This one's got 2 allies, slightly increases MDef with support 2. It's good. Like I said, the slightly increases allies MDef is... it is what it is. Like, it's really good against magic teams because it's just free buff, but it doesn't really do so much against like crushers and breakers. Roaring Bone Staff. This is greatly heals 2 allies with replenish magic 2. It is a slightly worse off version of the regular 2 target greatly heal recovery support. RM2 is fine. I like it generally because it sort of lets you juggle other weapons, especially if it procs more than once. But if it's not proccing very often, like even support boon 2 is just pure stats. So like generally those are smiled upon. Orb, rear guard, it exists. See, look at these. I'm showing you these, which is something I don't normally do. So goodbye, orbs. So I am going to go in here and show you the Spec Banners. So these are going to expire at the end of August. So just keep that in mind. So here are the ones we've got. We've got Blade of Absurdity, Gale of Destruction 4, so it's got Dauntless Courage 2, massive damage. It's pretty good, especially if you're looking for the breaker. The Violin of Feathers. This is where it gets, it's another Sage's Gospel support boon too, so it's M attack and M def 2 ally with support boon. So if you've got a Magic Vanguard, you are sitting pretty with this one. And these are all exchangeable multiple times, so if you do end up dumping into these, you can go a little, you can go pretty deep. Also, the thing that I definitely want you to know is these are all cost 20. So keep those in mind. The max out on these is something ridiculous. It's 7,400 stats or 7,500 stats, I forget. But these are all ridiculous books. Exorcist Incantation. It's reduces magic attack and magic defense of 2 enemies. Support boon 2. Pretty good for a book. Phoenix Staff. This one I actually really like. So it's Breath of Assault, which again is, you know, slightly increases physical attack, but it's 2 allies and recovery support too. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. It doesn't have necessarily the best main skill other than it heals 2 targets, but the support skill really brings up the difference. Hailstorm of Defense slightly reduces regular enemies' defense. Physical, Dauntless Courage 2. These are all 20 cost, so the stats on these at MLB are crazy. They are also slightly higher stats in general than regular ones. Gale of Exorcism, Massive Damage, Dauntless Courage 2. So all of the Metal Shop weapons are very good. I don't necessarily need this one because I'm in Faustian currently. They don't have a whole lot of magic attackers, although we have a couple that have flex grids. So there, I don't get as much mileage out of that as I would, say, like the one that does 2 physical attack. But that is your medals. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a pull just to show you how many you get. You'll notice I'm running down on gems. I ended up pulling a bit to get the Gluttony Fork, and it ended up I ended up going a little deep. So I have to replenish my stores. Ooh, that's a lot of books. That's 6? Yeah. Oh, man. All right. Well, hopefully I get something. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of fodder. All right. Come on. All right. Yeah. All right. I'll take it. Firm handshakes all around. We did it. Mission accomplished. I don't think we're going to get a second one. That would be a little ridiculous, but... yeah, all these are my old friends. Okay. I'm absolutely fine with that, just in case. So, it's a cost 19. It's got amazing stats on it. I'm okay with this boy. All right. So notice you get regular medals, 100, but you only get 20 anniversary medals. So let's go grab those, and I'll sort of show you what it is. So each of the spec weapons are 300, so it's still 15 pulls no matter what. So I have 20 out of 300 now, so by next spec I should be able to get a Calamitous weapon if they're still up here, or I might be able to snag one of these extras. It's not too bad. But yeah, I'm kind of hosed. Like, look at this. I'm sitting at 1,300 medals, man. Absolute pain in my butt. But... we've got plenty of events coming up. Just be careful about pulling. We do have Nier coming up. We have the anniversary. We possibly have Calamity weapons. There's so much going on in the next 3 weeks. Also, do I have it built into this one? I do. No, I don't. We have Tired Fellow is our June special keyword because I am the Tired Fellow, it me. So make sure to fill out the form, put that in, and, you know, go check out the other content creators. I finally fixed my tag thanks to Izzy and Izzy and Delta and them because I'm mostly an idiot and CFO. So, like, big shout out to them. Big thanks. Go check them out. They're on the official Discord. You can check out their videos, or you can hunt them down on YouTube. So thanks, guys. Like, we got a lot of feedback from the last couple of weeks, and everybody seems to be doing pretty good. So you guys keep up with it. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you're looking for. Tell us what you're not looking for. Share your polls. How's your life going? All right. Y'all be good.